Hey you guys, Jana here with your weekly dashboard by Monolith. Last week we got awesome updates about PS5 pricing and Epic game releases, some safety moves from Google, and Apple product updates. Missed out? Don't remember? We'll take 5 and get a refresher of last week's episode with this link right here. Today it's all about some TLC, that's Tesla, launches, and corporate takeovers. So let's fire up the dashboard. Seems like Neuralink didn't keep Elon busy for long. He and his company Tesla have apparently had this project in the works for some time. What is it? A battery in a can. Yep, you heard me right. These batteries won't just be supercharged, they'll also lower the cost of certain Tesla products moving forward. Since the get-go, Elon has made his wizardry public knowledge, essentially challenging other manufacturers to do what he does, but better. With the implementation of a battery like this, electric-powered cars will not only improve, but also become more accessible. Right now, a standard Tesla Model 3 goes for about 30 grand, give or take. But these batteries could shave another 5,000 or so from that price tag. We've got a while to wait as this battery tech won't roll out for a couple of years, but the possibilities are endless. Just think of all the companies he's got on the go. Neuralink, SpaceX, Tesla, Starlink.
OpenAI, SolarCity. Do you even Elon?
Don't forget boring company. What's so different about these batteries? They've improved the cellular organization of the battery cans, making them denser and more efficient by minimizing packaging and increasing the battery ratio to allow for the most electricity stored per kilogram. But bigger isn't always better. Big batteries have longer rolls of cells, meaning the anode and cathodes become farther and farther away from the tab, which is linked to the battery terminal. The longer these electrons have to travel, the more heat is created, which means safety concerns and less efficient charging. So what did Tesla do? They just took out the tabs. Yeah, just like that. Well, no, not just like that. They created a system with contact sheets that overlap, and when rolled up, they line up, creating direct channels to the battery terminals. Simple, elegant, and difficult. So how is all this fancy equipment going to be cheaper? Vertical integration. So let me explain. Tesla has taken on the intelligence and production of these products used to make their cars special. That's vertical integration. It's like if you own a coffee shop and you're striving for excellence, perhaps you specifically source your own beans and curate a specific roasting formula to control the acidity, sweetness, aromas, etc. Substitute cars for caffeine and you got Tesla. They can continually upgrade and augment their products based on the performance data they receive from their existing models. Looks like more of us will be rolling clean in the future.
Dad joke.
Yes, it is. In related news, stock plummeted for hydrogen truck startup Nikola. Rumor has it that they are struggling to find partners to fuel their hydrogen fueling stations. And that was just the tip of the iceberg. Founder Trevor Milton later admitted his dishonesty around the functionality of a Nikola 1 in the earlier stages of development. Guys, they had to push the car down a hill to get it to move for a promotional video. So there's that. Milton has since stepped down as the company entered a full panic mode. These trucks rely on logistically planned series of strategic fueling stations, and the company has been in talks with industrial gas and energy firms such as BP, but since the situations, all deals have been put on hold for now. Moving on to the L of this week, WD has revealed their 1 terabyte micro SD card for surveillance applications. Apparently this little guy can withstand tough conditions and if treated right could last up to 16 years working 24/7. And honestly, it takes that long to pronounce the name. The WD Purple SCQD101 1 terabyte micro SD card is based on Western Digital's 96-layer 3D NAND with a proprietary controller that monitors the card's health status. Using UHS-1 bus, the sequential read-write speeds are up there with other WD perps. That's what I gotta call it now. It reads at 60 megs a second and writes at 100. It can withstand temperatures of negative 25 degrees Celsius right up to 80 degrees and won't get bothered by high humidity environments. There's a catch though. The card is optimized for sequential workloads, so non-surveillance applications with random intermittent writes may cause cells to fail over time. Overall, this is the little engine that could, and you could get it, starting sometime this November. Remember the days when 8 terabytes felt huge? Yeah, well, they're over, thanks to WD's new Red Pro and Purple drives. Soon after Seagate introduced an 18 terabyte to their Iron Wolf Pro lineups, WD decided to make the move to add these drives to their lineup. Specs across the WD Rainbow vary, so naturally users will define where these drives really fit. The Red Pro is a NAS drive that uses CMR, but for the 18TB Purple, WD didn't specify which recording technology would be used. Many are assuming it's going to be SMR.
Hashtag SMH.
Pretty much. These new 18TB units should be out before Christmas, but so far no word on stock or pricing, so stay tuned. Heads up in the corporate world, according to TechCrunch, Microsoft and Zenimax Studios have moved into the agreement phase of an acquisition. The parent company of a multitude of properties like ID Software, Arcan's Machine Games, Tango Gameworks, AlphaDog, Roundhouse Studios, and Bethesda Game Studios. Once this goes through, Microsoft will be the proud owner of some pretty influential titles: Fallout, Wolfenstein, Doom, and Quake, not to mention the VR titles too. This takeover won't come cheap, and early figures suggest that 7.5 billion may be the magic number. That is a number, and it is magical. With access to all these boutique studios, it's only natural that Microsoft will be looking to develop more games for Xbox and PC systems. What games do you guys want to be made into VR? Let me know in the comments below. Facebook bought Singaporean startup Lemnis Technologies, and together they hope to explore and expand the potential of varifocal technology in VR headsets. So far, Facebook has meddled in headset technology using eye tracking to simulate better depth of field. What Lemnis offers is expertise using an Alvarez lens, which contains 2 transmissive refractive plates, each with a plane surface and one shaped in a 2D cubic profile. These surfaces are the inverse of each other, canceling out phase variations and allowing for greater depth and optic power. It's tricky business, but it's Lemnis' niche, and remember that Facebook also owns Oculus, so this acquisition could be fairly complementary. Natural segue, since we're on the topic of Oculus. Remember when I told you guys to pre-order for the Quest 2? Well,
Yeah.
I meant it. The unit is already back-ordered in North America by roughly a month. The Quest 2 sold out in most regions through direct purchase, and though this unit is set to ship mid-October, consumers may get delay announcements closer to the date. Even the Rift S is having a hard time playing catch-up after pandemic-related delays. Facebook promised to keep them coming since clearly the demand is there. The company claims the demand for the Quest 2 is higher than it was for the Quest 1. And some countries such as Germany and South Korea have had an exceptionally limited supply as there was some regulatory issues surrounding the new rule demanding users link their Facebook accounts. With these takeovers, it seems like there is no loophole, so as usual, we will let you know how this shakes down. You know, speaking of shakedowns, leave it to Facebook to monopolize the creative space, as if numerous VR acquisitions wasn't enough. They announced their new payment system, which includes a mandatory 30% IAP for all future transactions. This VR tax will inevitably hurt studios and designers, forcing them to share profit with Facebook in order to get in on the App Store. This new cost structure is great for the monster corporations, but it really limits growth and profitability for newer studios. If players want to use alternative payment systems, they won't get automatic updates, so your choice, I guess. Big shout out to you guys for plugging in and playing with us, whether that's for our awesome Code Red giveaways, our monovlogs, and of course, Dashboard. You know, variety is the spice of life, so naturally, Monolith's pretty hot. Anyways, thanks for the likes, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Find us on social media and check out our product lineup at Monolithgroup.ca. I'm Jana, this is Dashboard, and I'll see you next week.